I'm Mikey Manslaughter Facts, and welcome to Shots and Chops.
No, my brother. This right here is what we call chop champ.
Oh my God. Oh. Welcome to Shot Chaps. Okay. Cut.
Yo, y'all know what time it is, man. You are tuned in to Chop Champs on the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast Network.
Yeah.
And today, man, we have a special guest for y'all, pro wrestler, Mr. Izzy James.
Hey, man, this about to be big, man. This
talking me up.
Man, this right here, we're excited about this. We've been talking about this for a minute now. We're some huge fans of yours.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna just hop into just like this, man. I want to ask this question. From your very first debut to now, how do you go back and look at your catalog and want to to continue to grow and come up with new ideas and different, that aspect of life when it comes to that?
So when I started wrestling, I started as a backyarder. I started MPX before MPX had a building. I was kind of self-taught for the first 6 to 8 months of my career. Fast forward to today, been doing it for 14 years now. I've traveled the world doing it. I've done it in London, Colombia, all across the U.S. I'm constantly trying to change my moveset and think of new ways to do things that I haven't done them in the past. I was just watching old tape of myself and Barrett Brown. Barrett Brown and I have been wrestling each other for 14 years. That's my arch rival, best friend. And I look at those matches and I see things that I did then, and I could do that now. But I could put this flair on and make it better, make it more special. Matches like that, matches that I've had with guys like Matthew Palmer, Brian Cage, Matt Hardy. I look at those, and those were real testaments to my career, real stepping stones. And I feel like today I'm at my best game because I go back and I study my old stuff. I study current events. I study I watch Noah, I watch AEW, I watch WWE. But I really get a lot of my ideas from my old stuff, watching my old footage, because there's stuff I didn't do for years, and I'm like, man, that fucking combo was great. Yeah. Why don't I do that anymore? Or I was at Ring of Honor yesterday doing the tapings, and I saw some people hitting stuff, and I was like, man, I really need to step it up, because we live in the instant gratification era.
Yep.
There's so much wrestling out there, whether that be Japan, UK, Canada, US, Mexico. Mm-hmm. We can instantly look at it on our phones. We can turn it on our TV. We can have multiple screens going, and I feel like today's wrestling is very different than what it used to be,
Yeah.
And with that in mind, I try to make sure that my moveset is unique to me. I'm not doing the same cutters. I'm not doing the same flips. There's a lot of high-flying guys right now. When I came up, I was the small guy. I started at 130 pounds. I gained 50, 60 pounds. I'm 200 pounds now.
Oh.
But that took years of hard work and doing it, And I think hard work and perseverance is the key.
Okay, I like that. You just mentioned Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So how was that? How was that being at Ring of Honor and seeing how they do things, and what are some things you have learned from being there and seeing different things, and compared to other promotions outside of Ring of Honor? You get what I'm trying to say? How is it different? Because that could be like for me, I think I'll probably be a little bit more nervous than the usual because TV tapings and things like that. I'm pretty sure they got some kind of schedule they go by or something like that. So how was that for you?
So I did the indies for so long. before I got my opportunities to do WWE or AEW. I've worked for all the major companies, NWA, ROH, TNA, WWE, AEW. I've done them all.
That's
You
pretty
have an
dope.
extensive list.
Hey,
I've looked
that's
at it.
yeah.
You go to my
we was
cage
gonna
match,
get
you
into
go to
that.
my
Yeah,
cagematch.net or whatever it is. There's matches on there that I don't remember. There's hundreds of matches that are not on there. I did the math the other day, and I was like, I've been going hard for years now.
yeah,
And I average about 65 to 70 matches a year.
yeah.
And that, if I did the math on that for the past 14 years, is about 800 matches. And I didn't realize that. That was like, whoa. But a lot of it's been indie. Some of it been, I was on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
I was on, I did TNA a few times. I did, I was on Ring of Honor, All-Star Extravaganza 7. I opened the pay-per-view with Donovan Dijak as my partner.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
man.
that was really cool. I got to work. He's called Evil now over in New Japan. I've worked him twice.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, when he was doing his excursion over here, I worked him. And the environment is really different in multiple places. WWE is more suit and tie, mind your P's and Q's. AEW, a little bit more laid back. I did Ring of Honor when it was in the old management with, I forget what his name is, Gary, I think it was. And I've done Ring of Honor now. And Ring of Honor now is a lot of basically just like AEW because it's the same company.
Same company, yeah.
Right. Ring of Honor back in the day, it was very much like an indie. You show up, help the ring, put the chairs out, put the guardrails up. It was pretty laid back, but I will say that Delirious was very intimidating. Like, I've been an introvert my whole life. I am not the best converser.
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
That's
You
me.
get it.
That's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Before I just start doing this type of stuff.
Right, yeah, but it opens you up, right? And I feel like this business has opened my horizons, opened up my ability to hold a conversation, and now I would consider myself like not a social butterfly, but I've been wrestling for so long. Everyone in the locker room knows me. I talk to them. I'm friends with a lot of people. I don't have heat with anybody. Like I've had heat with people in the past, but I don't have any now. But one thing that I'll say that's prepared me for those things has been working at Reality of Wrestling for the past 5 years, because Booker treats his show very much like NXT.
Yeah.
You show up at call time, which isn't 12 o'clock like for talent. Like some places it's like show up at 12 and be there all day. But, you have pre-tapes, you have some food, you go through your matches, you go to the office, you talk to your people, and do your thing. So I feel like that's really helped me learn the ropes and how to not politic, but how to portray myself backstage.
Got you.
And I always try to maintain a good decorum, always respectful, because I've ran into several people in the business that don't do that. Handshake's a lost art.
It's a lost art in real life.
In real life, right? Yeah. So I try to shake everybody's hand, just the way I was taught.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's really helped me. But also traveling the world and seeing how other places do it, like Colombia or London. They do it all the same way. It's all the same virtually, different lingo here and there.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to do that and like take those experiences and better myself and show up at new places like AEW, WWE, and like just show up better than I was the last time.
Got you. Was it anybody particular backstage at those different companies that you got to interact with or pick their brain, anything like that?
At WWE, when she was there, Mercedes Martinez, I actually did a seminar where I won a free Evolve tryout through Mercedes Martinez. She really enjoyed my stuff. This was like I was 10 years in. I'm 14 years in now, right? But this was like 10 years in, and I showed up. I walked in the room, and I was like, there's a lot of good talent here, but I think I'm going to take this, because I just had that confidence. I was like, I've been doing it so long, and I know my stuff, and so I'd pick her brain. Athena is like my wrestling mom. Her husband was my trainer whenever I finally started getting trained. So I pick her brain from time to time. Keith Lee, I've known Keith like my whole career, so I picked his brain. Both
That's pretty dope.
both at AEW and WWE.
I was just gonna say, how is he? Because he looks like a fun dude.
Oh, he's chill. He is chill. I have hung out with him. I've partied with him. I haven't traveled the roads with him. I haven't been that lucky because our careers have different paths.
Yeah.
But Keith's a teddy bear.
Man,
Like, he's intimidating looking, but he's a teddy bear.
that's one chop that I really want.
Oh yeah, you need that one. If mine stung, you're gonna be bleeding.
That's one
like a
chop.
Suzuki chop.
This is shot champs. We do shots and chops. I have to take that chop.
Yeah.
I gotta do it. That's on my bucket list.
Right on. Right on. Yeah. That's a chop, or like Shane Taylor.
Oh God.
I swear those are
Neck
probably
brace.
the two hardest chops I've taken.
Goodness.
Yeah. And Shane Taylor's another one that's kind of become a good friend of mine, and someone I've been on the road with him, and I pick his brain. We talk about life, not just wrestling, but life, and he's kind of like giving me some advice to like really guide myself.
So we're gonna go back to your MPX days. How was being there compared to like any place afterwards? Like, if you can go back and just be like, man, I probably would have done this way, or switched some things up in my style, and it would have gotten me to propel to another level if I'd have knew this at this time.
So what I wish I would have done was, like, part of me wishes I would have gone to a different wrestling school, just because like I did start like the rough way, like the not cool way. It's kind of like frowned upon to start off in the backyards from a lot of people. Oh, yeah. But it was the place I chose, and I feel like I was allowed to really explore while I was there. I wrestled a lot of guys there. I was there for the first like 6-7 years of that place at the original building when they had it, and I wrestled Brian Kendrick. I wrestled Lance Archer. I wrestled Keith Lee. I wrestled so many guys that came through those doors. Pretty much a who's who. And if I could change some stuff, I probably would have really focused on psychology. Like, because, when you start off, you want to do all the spots. You want to hit all the things.
You're not worried about preserving your body.
Right. You're not. Like, bro, I took a pile driver on cinder blocks.
Whoa.
Bro, I got shorter that day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's new.
So how was you feeling an hour later after that?
Bro, my neck was compressed.
Oh, my.
Like, it was like a J driller, too. Oh. So I didn't get to put my hands down or nothing.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Don't try this at home.
And you have breakaway cinder blocks for movies and stuff.
Yeah.
These were real cinder blocks.
Oh my goodness.
Call Matthew Palmer up right now. He's the one that gave me the move.
Ooh, make my neck hurt.
Yeah.
Let me fast forward back to reality of wrestling.
Yeah.
Because I do want to tap in on that, since you're so heavy into that promotion with the guys and everything like that. I know Ryan Davison, who else? Jay Alexander, Ed Stone, they all speak highly of you. Even my good buddy B.D. Broly speaks very highly of you. And you guys have this hard-hitting crew. How is that to be around those guys and just the atmosphere?
I feel like reality of wrestling has humbled me in a way, because I went in there like with the idea that I'm not good. I was already 8 years in. I hadn't made it, but I had everybody around me telling me I'm going to make it. Mm-hmm. I moved down here because of circumstances. Had to move down here. I didn't want to move down here, but I was like, if I do, at least there's a great school I can go to, a place that I've been looking at for years. Now I've lived here for 5 years, and I love Houston. I lived in Austin. I grew up in Dallas. I hate Dallas.
High five.
But I love Houston, and at Reality of Wrestling, I feel like I've really gained a lot of respect from a lot of the people there. Mm-hmm. Not only am I prominent in the scene as far as the shows, but I help train the beginners. I train on Monday nights mostly. So I've grown up in the eyes of guys like Ryan Davidson or Aiden Cristiano. They've seen me go from being that spot kid who, when I showed up, was 170 pounds, you know, blonde hair, long blonde hair, and doing the whole dart gimmick. Yeah. And that's how I got stuck into the Legion thing, was because I was already doing it, right? So it was like shoe in.
Yeah.
And so guys like Edge Stone, I traveled the roads with him. I was at his wedding. That's my boy. You know, I love Edge. Jay, another good friend. BD Brawley, I enjoy my conversations with that dude. He's a good guy. He's one of those guys that I can tell cares about what he's doing and really wants to be better, you know, than he was the last time he was out there. And I appreciate that, because some guys, whether that be Booker School or other schools around the state or nation, they come up with this mentality that they're, you know, the shit. And it's like, man, you really haven't been in here enough to, like, have that confidence yet. When you are, like, putting yourself out there and you're having these matches and you're given the chance to shine and, like, really grow and grinding at that while you're grinding in silence is my favorite thing. When, like, you can grind and post it on social. When you grind in silence, that's when the work is. Yeah. You know? So I've seen guys have that ego or have that mentality, and I try to help any kind of way I can. So I think that's how I've gained some of that respect through the roster and the locker room.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on this. We're talking about reality wrestling right now. So as of right now, reality wrestling is about a couple fans shy of 800,000 subscribers on YouTube. Mm-hmm. All those eyes on you and all the rest of the guys and girls at Reality of Wrestling, not including the other social media outlets and everything like that. I know you were a tag champ there.
Longest reigning?
Yeah, longest reigning.
You also the television champion.
Yeah, television
Short
champion.
reign, but it exists.
It's in the books.
Exactly.
It's in the books.
I did it.
We're gonna dive into that too. I want to dive into that too.
I'm going towards that because I want to talk about the fans and you. Their eyes on you, and I think they at one point in time it was a TV deal.
Yeah.
With the CW.
Yeah,
so that's,
I believe
that's
we're still on the CW.
Yeah, see, it's still on. So that's an extra pair of eyes that's on the product going along with their YouTube subscribers and their other social media platforms. How does that make you feel, knowing that these eyes are on you and the interaction with the fans and them coming up to you, you know, autographs, merch, and just a fan of yours, man? How does that make you feel?
You know, like, it gives me a lot of self-worth. I grew up very self-conscious, introverted, right? And not confident in who I was. I was in the music industry, so I've been on stage and in front of people since I was like 14, 15 years old. I have to say that, like, the fan interaction is one of my favorite parts, because you meet so many unique people. There's fans that I remember, you know, that just I see them at shows maybe one time, and the interaction was just so cool that the next time I see them, it's like, I know you. Yeah. I may not know your name because I'm really bad with names, but a face I can remember. And it makes me feel like, you know, special. It makes me feel like a small-time celebrity in a way, because I've been recognized by people that I live in my apartment complex. There's a dude that lives across the way from me. And this old biker dude, this old black biker dude, he's fucking cool. And he's like, baby, I saw you on Reality Wrestling last night. And, yeah, that was me. You know, I lost, but I was on that episode.
That's pretty cool, man.
But it's cool to have those moments in, like, wasn't something that I was getting in the Dallas area. Like, I was getting recognized around town because I was in that Dallas area for so long. But when you have people you've never met before come up to you and be like, are you Izzy James?
Yeah.
Like, it's happened to me at the gym, you know, as well. And I'm just like, yeah, that's me. And, you know, where'd you see my work? You know, and usually it's Reality Wrestling. At times it's been New Texas. At times it's been stuff that they've seen on my own personal YouTube page.
Yeah.
My matches with Mecha Wolf have gone viral with some people. My match with Brian Cage went viral. And, you know, I try not to let it go to my head. You know, I got to remain humble or, you know, keep to that silent grind. You know, as cool as that is, you know, it's part of it is I'm insatiable. You know, it's never enough. Like, I need more of that.
Yeah.
I need more fan interaction. I need more merchandise. I need more matches. I need more time. I need more, you know, stories.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a special feeling.
Yeah.
Special feeling.
Because on top of that, if you just want to think about it, I know you say you've been overseas, like Colombia and stuff like that. So that's those fans. And then speaking of New Texas, they have a lot of followers as well. I remember when I first saw you at Inspire AD, I was like, wait a minute. I said, bro, that's Izzy. I'm like, this dude's everywhere.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I've been looking at, I think this year I got on Inspire AD.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't know about
earlier,
it,
yeah,
you know.
right.
And I really like their setup as well.
Mm.
It's like really, really badass. That's honestly, man, you want to do the math, all these different promotions that you've been at and continue to go to. There's over 1 million fans.
Yeah. I've this year so far, I've already gotten out of state more than I have in the last years.
That's pretty good.
I was in Portland in June, Arkansas the month before that, Tampa, 2 months before that. I've been going as many places as I can, trying to further that career. You know, I'm in talks with some people right now to go to Japan. I was talking to Funaki, Sonny Ono. You know, I've made those
SmackDown
connections.
#1 announcer.
You know, and they've, you know, been so gracious to say that they would, you know, reach out. Taka Michinoku's promotion in Japan followed me on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I've
good.
got some feet, you know, I've got some things in the works, hopefully some big things. I am going back to London in September for another promotion, and West Virginia the month after that. So this has been just one of those exploration years. But I think right now I'm sitting on something that I can't really talk about until it happens.
Yeah.
I've been doing some soul searching, and I'm about to make a statement. Some things are going to change.
Got you.
You know, and you will probably find me in other places outside of Texas a lot more in the coming year.
We want to see it.
Right. And I can say that I've made those connections, and places like Inspire, because they're on IWTV, have really helped me.
Yeah.
I spent 7 years away from Inspire. I was the very first Inspire match when they came out, and I think it was 2013 or 14.
Wow.
But
I go look that up.
Learning some wrestling history right now.
yeah, very first match, and you know, it's been a real fun ride. But I think I got a lot more in the tank, and I got a lot more to prove.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We always love to hear, man. We always love to hear everybody getting out and reaching their full and max potential that they have.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, you got me excited about this Japan, man.
Man, I'm excited too, because like I feel like I'm on the cusp. You know, I've been barking on that door or knocking on that door for some years now.
I'm really curious to see, like, because I'm speaking to existence. It's gonna happen. Once you're over there, how are you gonna adjust to that strong style?
And I did a seminar 2014 or 15. It was a Ring of Honor / New Japan seminar. Liger was there, Tanahashi, Shinsuke.
Mm-hmm.
Suzuki wasn't there, but I wish he was. That would have been really cool. But it was also Ring of Honor talent. It was like Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa at the time.
Oh yeah.
Cheeseburger. It was a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of eyes to like really perform in front of and have a chance. It was a tryout, and I remember standing by the ring, and we did our first couple workouts, and Shinsuke, we did some striking exchanges, and we did some spots, and then Shinsuke goes, strong style, work. I was like, wait. We ain't knocking the crap out of each other. Because I've been knocking the teeth out of Barry Brown for years.
Man, they could have fooled me, man.
Bruh.
Yeah, I was going to say, that could have fooled me.
But I know some things about Japan. I know certain things are a little bit more hard-hitting in certain aspects of those matches. So, like, where it's a work, there is strong style. Like, it is a thing. And I think it's mastering that skill.
Got you.
You know?
So, I did want to ask you about who would be the person that you have the most chemistry with in the ring, but I think I know because you've been saying it for for the entire show.
Yeah.
So how did that? I guess that came about through your early days.
Yeah.
In the MPX.
Yeah.
And it's evolved from now. So let me ask you a question. When was the last match you had with him?
So Barrett and I have been tagging for the last couple of months in Sherman, Texas for Texoma Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in talks with some other places to start tagging there. We're going to start promoting it and emailing, certain people at AEW and other places to try and get ourselves booked as a tag team because
Gotcha.
we feel like it's a strong suit,
Mm-hmm.
and our chemistry is just crazy. Our last match that we had together against each other was at New Texas, last year sometime. I think it was like a year ago. But that was one of my favorite matches because Barrett's one of my favorite opponents of all time. The first match I ever had with him, I requested it. I was the MPX champion, and I was like, I need title defenses, and Barrett's like up and coming, and he's one of the best that I've seen, and I'd like to work with this kid. He was like 16 at the time. And we had our first match, and the chemistry it flowed like I had never had it before. And now we do this thing where we can go over all of our stuff, talk about it, and then right before we go out, we'll do it together in complete silence. And if
Like you guys know what's next.
We know that the other guy is going to be there when we need him to be there and not have to worry about it. I can trust him completely.
Gotcha.
There's been times where I've knocked Barrett out by accident.
Damn.
But he still kept going. That's just Barrett's tank.
Yeah.
Barrett's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Barrett's another one of those guys that I think he doesn't get enough props. I think he deserves to go to Japan, has deserved it for a long time, and he will. He will one day.
Yeah, he will.
He's trained with New Japan Strong Dojo with Rocky Romero and Shibata.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just a matter of time when he gets that opportunity.
It's gonna happen. I want to talk about this real quick. As wrestling fans, we only can see what's in front of us, and we know behind the scenes or just being at home. Period. You have to work on yourself. Work on the body, train, and stuff like that. How is it in the life of Izzy James as far as meal prep, working out, keeping yourself healthy, travel, the wear and tear on that, just the physical and mental state of that?
I take it a lot more seriously than I did when I first started. I'll tell you that much. It took me probably like a year and a half, 2 years to like really start working out. And because I was like, I'll be a skinny guy my whole life. I was an AV kid. I didn't play sports in school. Like, I wasn't that type of kid. I played music, and I never thought I'd be an athlete. But when I turned 22, I was like, I'm gonna try this pro wrestling thing because I've been playing the video games, and I'm sick of just playing the video games. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if I can bump and not get a headache. Yeah. And the preparation has changed over the years. Went from training 5 days a week. I got a truck driving job when I was like 25. So I worked like 16 hours a day. So I couldn't train like I normally trained. I'd still hit the gym, but it would be intermittent. And I couldn't go to the ring as much because training would start at 7 and sometimes I wouldn't get off until like 7 or 8, And so I missed out on some crucial training moments. And I think that ended up having me stagnate for a moment. Like year 6 through 7, kind of stagnated. and that's that led to the want to find out why I'm not getting signed to places when people were telling me you're going to be signed. So then I started eating right. I started eating 4 meals, 5 meals. Then it got to the point with my job where I was just so busy throughout the day that I'd pack a big lunchbox full of meals and I wouldn't be able to eat it all at all because I just was so busy. Yeah, and so like that suffered and I lost more weight, and so like I fluctuated a lot. And in January, I actually was like, you know what? I did like meal prep for a while, but I never had like a real diet, and so I decided to go plant-based. I was like, let me try plant-based. I dabbled in pescatarian with fish because I like fish. I'm a big sushi fan.
Yeah.
I dabbled in that a little bit in 2018, but it was expensive. So I was working like at Planet Fitness. I really couldn't afford it, and so now I've been doing this plant-based since January, February, and I don't really eat red meat. I'll have cheat meals every now and then where it's like I gotta have Raising Cane's. I love Raising Cane's. But like I'm a big pizza fan. I find ways to make healthier pizzas. But this plant-based stuff, I make this really great chili that I have, that I can eat on for like 2 or 3 days, but the training, I train at least one day of the week in the ring, because I'm doing at least 2 or 3 shows on the weekend.
Yeah.
And then workout-wise, I work out with, y'all know Prince Alexander?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my boy. It's my little bro. We work out together. We do 3 days a week, full body every day. And it's helped me maintain. And like I hear it from several guys that I run into at different shows, and they're like, "Man, you're looking big. Your shoulders are looking good. Your back's big." Thank you, because like I don't see it.
Yeah.
Right? You don't.
You wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it.
Right. You don't see your daily progress because you see it every day, but like people don't see you every day, and so like it's like your hair growing.
Yeah.
People don't see your hair for like 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then it's like all of a sudden you got this thing going on, and you need to get it cut. And I got, I just cut my hair off, so like now I got to freshen up my fade, but it's the same with training and all that stuff, and so I tried to change it up this year, and I feel like it's working for me.
I like that. You got something?
So I did want to go to back to you and you in a tag team match that you had on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
With AOP.
Yep.
How was going against them 2 big juggernauts for you?
So
Just the work aspect of it.
So that was a fun day because I had this feeling. I just had this feeling all day that I was going to get a match, whether that be if I politics for it or if I just stood out in some way. And, at WWE, they have you sit at ringside sometimes and just chill, wait for the doctor. Sometimes you'll get tryout matches, sometimes you don't. And I was sitting there, and it was a group of guys. It was a lot of guys and girls. And I was like, what can I do to stand out? So I was like, Barrett, like, let's sit in this section by ourselves. So we did. And then Devon came up, and he was like looking around, and like Moonshine was there and other cats, and Athena was also still working there. And so that's, like I said, my wrestling mom. Her and Devon kind of like looked around, and they pointed to Barrett and I, and they were like, stand up. We stood up, and they were like, you two, come here. And so it's like, all right, cool. We got some work. We got something. Maybe security spot, maybe some. They were like, all right, you guys are working AOP, and it's like, say what? Say what? and I have to also credit Drake Maverick because I worked with Drake at Wrestle Circus as a tag team, and he loved my work and enjoyed my backstage decorum and all that stuff, and made friends with him. And so when he heard I was in the match, he was like, awesome, man, that's great.
That's pretty dope.
And they called us over, talk about the match. We're like, anything you want, we can do. They were intimidating at first because those are big dudes. Anytime you're up against a big dude, it's like,
Yeah.
what I'm about to get myself into. I've worked Keith Lee. I know what I'm about to, what's about to happen.
Yeah.
They were super cool. Laid it out black and white. Like, this is what we're doing. We got 2-3 minutes. I was like, what can we do? And that match is probably one of my most viewed matches. Like, that's the first thing that you pop up my old name, Gregory James, versus any, like, just empty space. It's the first thing that pops up. And it's the screenshot's great. It's me and Barry getting slammed together. And I couldn't have asked for a better day than that because my mom, she passed away in 2020, but she was my biggest fan. She took me to the Sportatorium when I was an infant. She was going to those shows when I was still a baby in her belly. And so I've been watching this, like some people say 6, 7, 8 years old. I've been watching since I was like, I've been watching for life. Yeah, legit. For life. NWO, for life. Yeah. And, it was like, at that moment, in that time of my career, it was like crowning achievement. And I couldn't have asked for a better partner because my best friend's there with me. Like, the match happened. Whatever happened. Barrett and I, we walked through the curtain when it's all over. We just broke down. We just hugged and cried, bro. And the coolest thing ever, best part about it, was Dolph Ziggler comes up, hugs us, like, good job, boys.
Oh, wow. I love hearing stories like this, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, Dolph is one of those dudes. Dolph is one of those dudes.
Yeah, man. That's
or Nick Nemeth now.
Nick Nemeth. Yeah. That I love that story, man. I loved it.
That's one of my favorite days of my life right there.
Dope, man.
And my mom was watching. She wasn't in the crowd, but she was watching on TV, and she couldn't have been more prouder. She was crying.
That's cool.
On the phone, she was crying. My dad, I was staying with him at the time, and he was like, we didn't really have a good relationship growing up, and he didn't like pro wrestling, but he was like so proud of me at that moment. He's like, you've been working hard, like you've been doing this for like 8 years now, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
And he's like, you made it, like you did your thing.
That's hard, man. And oh man, that's why we love professional wrestling, man. Stuff like this, man. That's
really one of the reasons why I love doing this so much. Just to hear like from you guys how you guys really just be everyday guys like us.
Yeah,
you just decide to pursue something, stuck with it, worked hard at it, and you got to achieve something that you always wanted to do your entire life.
Yeah, and you never forget those memories, man.
No, I'll never forget that.
It's like for example, I'm just like we podcasters, we love wrestling, and it's like even when we go to the indie shows, like I'm gonna speak for myself. Sometimes I get starstruck on indie guys. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, man, I got a long list of people that I'm a fan of yours, so I'm happy that you're here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is dope. Appreciate See, first, like I said, I saw you different promotions. To have you here on the show it's pretty dope, man. Like we love this. We sleep, eat, breathe all this, so it's pretty dope, man. I'm really happy for you, and I know you're gonna make it, man.
I appreciate.
I can't wait to see you.
There's times where there's doubt.
I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see you in Japan.
Everything you got coming up.
Do you want to highlight his title wins? You know, it is a lot. Bro.
There is a lot. There is a lot.
So
we can go through it.
I don't even know them all.
So from what we know, is an ACW Tag Team Champion, BIW Southern Tag Team Champion, DCW Texas Champion, Hot Anarchy Champion, IHWEJ Cup Championship. Also their Tag Team Championship. MPX Champion 3 times. So MPX
still longest reigning.
Longest reigning. So there's 1 time, 2 time, 3 time MPX Champion. The NAWA Journeyman Championship. Reality Wrestling Tag Team Championship. Reality Wrestling Television Championship. And then the WC Big Top Tag Team Championship. Man, I'm pretty sure it's way more than that. But like, dude,
that's probably a lot.
Any
that's
company,
most of them, I think. You even mentioned the BIW one, and I had forgotten about that one.
Man, like for any company to come to you and be like, "Hey, we want you to represent us as any champion," like that's a big thing, a big deal.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel when you're presented to go over as champion?
So it's certainly one of those moments where it's like, okay, these people believe in me. And like when in times of doubt, when you don't believe in yourself, when other people believe in you, that uplifts you. You know, at least that's my experience. And at those times, like I've won all those tag titles, but every time it's been with a different partner. Jason Silver was like the most consistent. Him and I were ACW and the IHWE tag team champions. Other people that are no longer in the business were my tag partners, but it was when I got to be like singles champion where it was like, oh, like I'm the guy now, especially like DCW or MPX. Like I remember the first time my trainers were like telling the promoter of MPX, it was like, yo, this is the next guy. Put him with the belt. Like he deserves a run. And I was like 2 years in, and it was like, am I ready? Like I think I'm ready, you know. And I took it. My first title reign was a year long. Ran that for like we were only running one show a month at that time. MPX now runs weekly. So I didn't get to defend it as much as some of the other cats have done, but I had one of that started my longest reigning journey, and you know, it's very uplifting, very uplifting. You feel like this could be the catalyst to something else. Like maybe people will see me as the guy here and want me to be the guy somewhere else.
Yeah.
Whether that be in this state or another. And I'm just waiting on that outside state championship. Like other than Louisiana where I was, there's even like I think Homa. I used to do elite championship wrestling, which is no longer in production. But I believe I held the tag team titles there too. Mm-hmm. I was too small to be the world champion because their belt was like you seen that New South belt? Like, bruh, it was like that. And but yeah, I was a small cat. And so like I'm waiting to go back to Portland and become the DOA champion. Like I'd love to be that. I'd like to go out to freelance, work my way up through the ranks, be their champion, like Brian Keith was. Yeah. You know, Brian Keith's one of my boys, and like that's one of the dudes that like he had been working for 15 years too, and it's like to finally see him get his rise, it's like, man, mine's coming. I've had other cats like Josh Alexander tell me to just keep grinding. Yeah. He didn't get his break until 14 years in. You know, and so it's like, man, guys like Lance Archer, guys that didn't really pop until later, you know.
But to be honest with you, and to this is a testament to you. From what I've seen in the business, it's not a lot of guys that are young that just get that big break like that all the time. It's mostly, you know, like, well, we could say like the young Brock Lesnar, the young Randy Owens, the young John Cena's, and even John Cena had a little setback. So when I look at it in a sense, you kind of are where you need to be. You just have to get to that next push.
Right.
Like right now it's like, yeah, this is the time. Mm-hmm. This is the time. A lot of people don't get it young. Yeah. It's a handful of people that get it young. You have to be special. You have to be special at it.
Right now, I feel like we're getting main event Izzy James right now.
Thank you. I'm trying to cook.
I feel
guys.
like we're getting there right now.
I'm trying to cook for the whole family, you know.
I love it, man.
So I do want to touch on one thing.
Go ahead.
This is something that you always bring up. He has one of the most memorable Izzy James match moments.
Oh.
And it wasn't even from you.
Oh. Okay.
Uh-oh.
It was from our good buddy Holy Rogers.
Oh yeah. I think I know where this is going. I think I know where this is going.
Yeah. So
you gave Holy Rogers flack for this, and I think you still are.
Yeah, I still hold it against him. Yeah, it was a match at New Texas. I think it was like last year. I think it was.
Yeah.
And memory served right. I got on his case because he
As you quoted, he ran away from a girl. That was
yeah. He ran away from Sid.
Yeah.
And I was like, Yeah, I gotta hold that against you, Roger. I gotta hold that against you. I said, cause she was on your ass.
Yeah,
And, oh man, I was like, you know what? I like her. I was like, yeah.
If there's
yeah.
one thing I know about my wife, she can browbeat a motherfucker down.
I believe it.
I said,
I believe it.
She's done some magic in the past.
man, look. If I was Holy Roger, I would have ran too.
I can't remember if she was wearing the mask at the time because she used to wear that gimmick.
No, she
No,
wasn't.
it was no mask
Yeah, it
this
was
time.
back- it was-
yeah.
yeah.
But he talking about if the Olympics, right? You know, they're doing Olympics. He would have won. He would have won the gold the way he was running.
No, I
He
just
hit that
had,
100-meter dash.
I just had to bring that up because I still laugh when you bring that up. And now that we have
you
it
know
on
what?
here-
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to that video and I gotta bring it back to the channel. I gotta bring it back to Instagram.
Tag me.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna tag you in
tag
it.
her
I gotta
too.
tag you in it.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to do, one of the little segments I want to do before we get up out of here.
Uh-oh.
It's receipt time. Oh, here at the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast, you know, grocery store, we see about who getting these receipts. So, if you've given a receipt before to somebody, and do you owe somebody a receipt?
Oh man. Killer Cash.
Oh.
Killer Cash and I have gone to war. We have done death matches.
Yeah.
And there was a moment where this was stupid of me. We're in this death match, and it was part him, part me. There's a thing called the Sabu where you chunk a chair. at the guy,
Yeah.
right. And he chunked it, but he lobbed it straight up, and that chair goes and just turned and angled straight down. And instead of me going like this, I just went, I'll take that.
Oh.
And that chair came down and split me open. I got 5 staples that night. But I will say the next 10 to 12 minutes was me whooping his ass.
Oh my god. Oh.
And Cash felt so bad, he just took it.
Oh my.
He just took it.
Goodness.
And now Cash and I are boys. Like, I love that dude. I would go to bat for him any day.
That's a big dude.
Yeah.
That's a big dude.
That's my boy.
That's a big
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
So, who's out there that you still owe one to?
Man. Who's out there that I still owe a receipt? Max Castellanos.
Oh.
We just had a match.
just had a match.
We
Yeah,
just had a
you
match
did.
of reality wrestling.
Yeah.
You did.
That first boot he gave me knocked the dog shit out of me.
I remember that boot too. I think
I remember I bent over and I was like, fuck. And I think I unintentionally got one, but I think we're gonna have some more matches.
Yeah.
And I might throw one in there. But I went to give him my combo, my back suplex into the senton, and I went to jump, and I jumped, and I normally land like upper back on their side a little bit. I came full weight down on his ass, and I was pinning him, and he was like, "God damn, brother."
Oh man, that's a bad dude too, man.
That's another dude I gotta have on,
Bro.
Because he did ask too.
So, there's some other people owe his ass some receipts too. He be beating the shit out them people with that chair, man.
Yeah. He
Oh
do,
my
he do.
goodness,
So
bro.
I think we can close up the grocery store. I think
Yep.
Izzy done gave out his receipts.
Yeah, that's the receipts right there, man. Wow. Before we get out of here, man, I want to is there anything that you would like to say to any up and coming wrestlers, wrestling fans, any kind of knowledge, anything of that matter to the fans out there or up and coming wrestlers?
Man, trust the grind. Like, trust the process. You know, where you think you are, you will be in a better place the next day. You know, it's all like, as long as you put yourself around good people that are going to help elevate you and you elevate them, they will in turn do things in return for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you have friends that are going out to places and you want to go too, hop in the car, you know, help pay gas, you know, pay your dues like I did, like everybody's done. But, you know, being respectful is the key, whether that be the promoters, fans, your peers, especially your opponent, like we're taking our lives into each other's hands. We got to trust each other. So be able to trust and give trust and expect trust.
Got you.
Right. And smaller guys, if you're small, get in the gym right away. Like don't hesitate. Took me a while to do it. I regret not doing it right away. I wish I would have been doing it before I even got in the wrestling.
Those
But, you know,
bumps hit different when you're small.
they do. When you are 125, 30 pounds like I was, and the first ring I bumped in was smaller than this room, like that hurt. And I remember running ropes, and I was black and blue for weeks. But, you know, you build up a tolerance to it, obviously.
Yeah.
But once you put on a little bit of muscle, that those bumps don't hurt so much, those ropes don't hurt so much. But it's all trust in the process. You know, trust the process, because you do that and you're never tired, like Booker says. You can go to rest. You can rest your head at night, get some sleep and all that. But if you were trying to do this for real, for a long time, you can never be tired.
Got you.
Yeah.
Also, two more things. Is there anybody out here now, for example, any women's wrestler out here that's catching your eye, and any men's wrestler that's out here catching your eye right now? It could be indie scene or major.
So my wife's been out for a while with a nagging injury, and she's wanting to come back. She's coming back soon, but she's wanting to do it right. And I got to give her props, because I've wrestled her, and like she's had a history of bad instances where she's been injured seriously by bad wrestlers who didn't allow for that trust to, you know, come to fruition. And so when I got in the ring with her, I tested her. Can you go? You know, and she can go. Like, you just get, like, she gets the opportunity to work with people that are really good. Mm-hmm. She can go.
Yeah.
She just has to have that right time. But, like, if there's somebody else that's not my wife on the indie scene or anywhere else that's doing things, I was a really big fan of Queen Aminata when she was on the indies. I saw her work Super Oprah, and I was like, this is the girl.
Yeah.
She's it, you know. Shoot. There's some others out there. I think probably the best, like one of the best in Texas right now is Hyon.
Yeah.
I've seen that girl since she started and traveled the roads with her. She did her thing, and she moved to Chicago for a long time, got married. She's doing her thing, and I couldn't be more proud of her.
Oh,
you know? Dudes.
Besides yourself.
There's guys that I think are on the cusp of something great, like Barrett Brown, Epidemius Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing his thing.
I got to look at him at New Texas when they did the Inspired AD.
Yeah, I worked him recently, and our match, the chemistry was like chemistry I had with Barrett Brown.
Yeah.
It was just there.
Yeah.
And it was our first time ever touching. And that was at Inspire AD, and now we're set to have our next match on September 1st, Falls Count Anywhere. So, like, we're going to really push the envelope, I feel. And I think he's one of those cats that he's real young, real humble kind of guy. I think he could do a lot of great things in the wrestling business. If not him, I'd have to say Eli Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Eli Knight has got some ups and some air
That's
like
my
I
little
have
brother,
never
man.
seen.
That is my little brother.
Oh, that is
Like
awesome.
when I first started working with him, I was like, man, this kid's just doing spots. And then like he started like really like turning it up, and like then now reality wrestling's having him go singles and like allowing him to shine. And I think he will be a signed wrestler in the next like 2 to 3 years.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That dude is amazing.
And he's young too.
Yeah.
Young, good looking kid.
Yeah,
he's growing.
he's
Like
hungry.
he's putting on the weight.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and he moves like I haven't seen anybody else move.
Dude. Oh man. That dude.
There's also another cat that I think deserves some props that I recently worked up in Portland. The superhero Jaden.
Okay.
Jaden, he's been doing this storyline with Leo Rush throughout California and Portland, and he's starting to get some eyes on him.
Yeah.
He worked Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley put him over on the mic after the match. Like, this is a kid that's been stepping up. Like, I couldn't be more proud of him.
Yeah.
When I had my match with Jaden, it was like butter, dude. So good. I can't wait for that guy to really do things.
That's what's up, man. You putting
You put our eyes on something.
You put our eyes
Check
on
him out, Jaden.
Okay,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna try to follow him on social media.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might tag him in this post right here. We're gonna
Hey,
repost that.
do it.
Hey, man. So I got one more thing before we get out of here, and it's really something special. He knows. He probably gonna know as soon as I say it. So we're gonna do a big propaganda wrestling podcast edition of 6 songs with Izzy James. Yeah, man.
I've been waiting for somebody to ask me.
So we're gonna do hype song first.
Okay.
What's your favorite hype song?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a lot. There's a lot of songs out there that I love. I'm a big punk rock kid, big metal fan, but I love my hip hop. Shoot.
I give you 2. I give you 2. Just throw out
Two hypes?
2 hypes.
Shoot. CM Punk's original theme, This Fire.
Yeah.
When that stuff came out, man, I was a Killswitch fan, but I
That was
became
hard.
like I was like I gotta see Killswitch in concert. Like, I turned that all the way up when I have that in the car. That one, and I think Middle Child by J. Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that one.
I love Middle
spicy.
Child. That's my song right there.
Yeah.
We gonna do a oldie but goodie. I give you 2 of them too.
Okay. I'm a big love Kiss. I grew up going to Kiss concerts when I was a kid. So I'd have to say, not like one of their major hits, but like God of Thunder, oldie but a goodie. It's like from the 70s, I believe.
Okay.
It's a good song. But then there's some other stuff out there.
I know you could do this all day.
I could do this all day.
Yeah, I could too. That's why.
Oldie but a goodie.
You got one more.
One more. Shoot. Man, I might have to go with maybe Van Halen Jump. It's a good song.
Okay.
Barrett used to use that when he was a different character, and like I remember when he came out to that, I was like, "This is a great song." I was like, I forgot how good this song was.
And one last one, we're gonna do guilty pleasure. Because
Man, I gotta pull up my phone for this one. I got a guilty pleasure. I just discovered this song. Have y'all seen Black Mirror, the TV show?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
have
I
different
have.
episodes. They're all different. Mm-hmm. There's a song that plays throughout the every episode that kind of ties them all together. It's called "Anyone Who Knows What Love Is" by Irma Thomas. It's a British song. It's not what you would think I would ever listen to, ever. But that's my guilty pleasure right there. It's number 1 on my Spotify right now.
I'm trying to think of the song that you're.
We'll look it
It
up.
sounds like some 50s. It sounds like some 50s stuff. Yeah.
Okay, we'll look it up.
So
Well,
great show.
great show.
Great show.
Great show.
Great show.
Oh, man. Wow. Izzy James, ladies and gentlemen, man, we definitely appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Man, thank you for having me.
Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit them, like, share, and all that stuff, man.
Follow them all day.
The wrestling meteorologist, Mikey Man, sort of facts.
And I am. Don't watch me. Watch Dynamite TV. Guru Dynamite in the building. Oh, and we do have another special announcement about our YouTube channel in the future. We're going to give y'all all the details and perks about that.
Well, we got memberships now, so y'all go ahead and
Hey, man, look.
hop on the membership train.
Yeah,
And
we'll get on them perks later on. Meanwhile, we still trying to figure it out. But yeah, man, thank you to our special guest, Izzy James, man. Let's clap it up, you guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, man, y'all down with the PWO? You're down for life.